Time for another update on the Scavenger project. So, I am definitely getting older and older scavengers. They're a thing. This guy is naturally 2,000 seconds old, which means that it is a candidate for saving the Bibit name. Now, I've already saved this particular one, but I'm going to do it again here just to show my process. This thing still has 31,000 something generations, so it's going to be Prog Scavenger 31K. As soon as this rolls over to 32, I'll start making a new genome split, and this one will be archived. So, save. These guys, notice he's way out here. He's been out here for quite some time. They're doing a great job surviving in the void. There are a few other key features that these guys have that I'm going to showcase here. In regards to plants, at this particular size, they still don't really gain a lot of benefit from the plants. The plants are just there to sort of stave off hunger for just a little bit. The younger ones plants are still effectively toxic. They don't produce enough energy for them to sustain themselves, and they're going to kill themselves. However, I needed that one. It's fine. Let's find another one, preferably an older one. Or, you know, I did just save that. Oh, this one's 1546. That's good enough. It's already fairly well sized. But what I've noticed is that over 800 energy capacity, these guys can just eat plants. So I'm going to force feed this guy until he gets big enough. Let's start with a plant, right? So see here, it starts filling up on the plant, and it's gonna go down. It's not gonna go down super fast, but it's going down. It's because it's trying to grow, right? And that's the whole problem with these guys, is they try to grow past their capacity, past their energy income. So when the smaller ones start eating plants, they start eating into their energy reserves, which brings them closer to starvation, even if they are still technically gaining nutrients from the plant itself. This guy's going to lay some eggs. It's just the way it is. When they get larger, they put so much less energy into growth, and it just means that they can do eggs more often. But regardless, growth is significantly reduced in these older ones. I'm going to save this one's life because proving a point. And this is exactly why they don't tend to get this big or old, is just there's so many hazards in the world. Okay, that one's good. I'm going to let it finish off these pieces of meat, and then we will... Whoops. I want to remove the threats. The babies are the threats. But as soon as this meat's gone, I'll put another plant in here and see how it affects the growth and digestion. Good enough. Okay, so we're running low on meat. The stomach contents are going away. Plant. Instantly full. It did decide to lay an egg, and we're still losing energy just sitting in the stomach. Even if we are gaining energy at a rate of 0.8 per second, it's just not enough to cover the metabolism alone, which is 0.99. So we need to make them bigger. It's the only solution. So we just breached 600 energy. And again, I think we need to get to 800 before this sort of phenomenon shows itself. And are you going to be a problem? No, maybe. Yeah, you're going to be a problem. I'd love to do this naturally, but it's not realistic. We're up to 620 energy, and we are still making little threats everywhere we go. Fortunately, some of those threats are tasty. He's done a great job. That's the end of the meat. We're going to check the plant again, and we're still going down. We're going down at actually an elevated rate because metabolism is up to 1.06, right? And the problem, I think, right now is there's just not enough stomach capacity in order to gain a positive energy flow from these plants. So we are going to do another meat. Regardless, it is able to use these pellets as a battery, long-term storage. It was going up to like almost 3 energy per second positive from the digestion. So as long as it's not biting something and trying to grow, it tends to do all right. This one should eat the baby, no problem. We're only at 650. I'm going to wait until we're at least 700 energy capacity before I try feeding it a plant again. Okay, that was close. Notice we are really slowing down on the energy, on the growth though. It's flashing between 120 and 0. Stay away from me, you little babies. I need you to go away. It's all right. We are at almost 700. This might get us there. It's not going to. So we're going into energy conservation mode. Growth is not going to go up, but it's a good opportunity for a plant pellet anyways. So we're gaining an energy at a rate of 0.5. We're not really digesting it fast. It's just sitting in the stomach. I don't have the brain decoded yet to understand why the digestion is the way that it is, but I'm not too worried about it. So we're going to go for a little bit more growth. Okay, good. This might be a problem. Nope. All right, cool. So we will breach 700 energy right now. I'll give it another plant after this go and see how it works out. I really want to get to the point where this guy is able to subsist off of plants rather than needing meat. Problem is, again, almost none of these guys get this big. It's usually a fluke when they do. They're not quite capable of collecting meat as efficiently. They oversteer or understeer a little bit, and so they just lack the precision necessary to acquire food at this size, which not necessarily a bad thing. The way I see it is, if we have the ability to switch to plants as they get larger, it just creates an entirely new phase of the life cycle for these guys. If they spend their youth just trying to get as big as they can, as quickly as they can, after a while, I see these guys as potentially being their own whale, even if not a very good or efficient whale, right? But to be able to just drop these guys in without any kind of plant-based creature in the ecosystem, if I could get these guys to survive without that supplement, I'd be pretty happy. So one more plant, we'll see how it goes. We are still losing energy at a very fast rate. Energy gain is up to 1.5 energy per second right now. Notice that this is crawling slowly, and below 85 energy, we're actually starting to gain. Let's see what happens if I give it bigger snacks. Movement's a big one. Metabolism's up to 1.25 energy per second, which is not making it super easy on us, but we are definitely at the lower end of the point where this guy is capable of subsisting off of plant matter. Unfortunately, what they don't have is any kind of plant-seeking behavior, right? They are purely focused on finding meat. So there's an entire behavior set that we just don't have for these sort of high energy capacity version of this creature. Let's get this over to 800 because that's when I really noticed the phenomenon kicking in. Give it some more meat. Make sure that it's feeling comfortable enough in its environment to grow. And chase off the little babies that would do harm. Notice that it is very capable of creating a lot of eggs very quickly in this phase. In the wild, I do notice these things when they're on a roll, they'll lay an egg every 10 real seconds, which is 30 in-game seconds with this particular setup. Not insignificant. So we are at 787. I worry that this guy's going to bite us, so I'm going to extract the threat. We are at 790. I'm going to do one more meat pellet. Grow! Grow for me, my child. 792. All right. This is the upper reaches of how big these guys get. I don't remember exactly how this works, but the growth between the growth scale, the maturity factor, and the maturity exponent, they just sort of stop getting big after a certain point, or at least it's just a really extremely reduced rate. So we're up to 3 energy a second gain occasionally with these guys. We are still burning energy on growth for whatever reason, and we're definitely supplementing with meat chunks. Nope. All right, I'm gonna have to give him meat chunks just to heal up. And it's gonna lay an egg because it's over half health. Just watch it do. Just watch it do. Boop. I'm gonna start giving you guys your own little meat. Maybe that's not the best idea. I don't know. I'm trying to accomplish something here. I'm trying to prove a point, and this is the Bibites, so it's really hard for me to prove my point when it's trying to prove me wrong every step of the way. All right, so we're full health. We're gonna start feeding this guy the plant. Oh, so many eggs. So many eggs. Okay, good. I thought that one was gonna bite. We only have plants in the belly. We have laid the eggs. So we are gaining just off of what's in the stomach right now. This one will die as soon as these plants go out, just on account of the fact that it's not acquired more food. So continue feeding, hand feeding, over and over again. Energy gain, energy gain. We've kind of accelerated our digestion at the low end, which seems to be a thing that happens. Energy gain. It's not a lot. It's really not enough to sustain one of these guys, especially with their brain currently the way it is. But if I take an 800 second, or an 800 energy capacity prog like this, and I drop it into an empty environment, it will live for a very long time. This guy's over an hour right now, and that's with hand feeding. It takes that long to get this big. So for the next couple days, I don't think it's even close to realistic to expect these guys to start using plants properly. It's just so far out of their wheelhouse. It's more that the conditions of their body presently does allow for the use of plant energy in a small way. We're kind of holding really even on the hit points right now. So at this size, it does seem that even with low energy, as long as there's plants in the belly, this thing will be able to sustain itself. And I think the bigger it gets, the better results we'll have. Mostly on account of the fact that it can just digest more plant matter at once. I'm going to give it a meat just to get this guy back on its feet. And of course, eggs. You can't give it meat without expecting eggs. They're very good at that part. But this behavior is a little harder to get to. What I really want to do is I want to see this grow while it's munching on a plant like this, right? And I've seen it on some of these guys, but the brain is so well tuned at this point. Oh, there it is, right there. Here we are gaining. I do know that the lower the energy ratio, the amount of energy that we have towards what it can be, it starts kicking into sort of a survival mode, an energy preservation mode, which I think is why it's able to gain energy when it's down here, but still lose it when it's up here. Gaining, 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 and we have nothing left in our stomach. This guy would actually probably survive this. How far away did we get from the real map? Pretty close, pretty far. Still, this is a fair amount of energy for these guys, and they'd last a long time out here. He has, over 100 seconds left, almost 2 minutes left before it dies of malnutrition. And I can fix that, just like this. Why are you going down? Why are you going down, bud? Proving me wrong for a reason? Any other reason other than just because you can? What are you losing your energy on? You're not growing. Is it just that your metabolism has gotten so high? So we are growing just with food content, stomach contents. The moment it bites something, oh, is it because it's trying to heal? It is actively trying to heal for some reason. Hold on. I didn't even realize it was damaged. And now we're gaining. It's weird behavior, but it's cool to see that it's working, right? That we've gone from a predator to a scavenger that is sort of capable of making at least bare minimum use of plants. I'm going to give it a meat and take it back to the main area. And this is how I like to lead them. Just stick a piece of meat out in front of them and drag them away. Grab this plant on your way, will ya? Oops. I accidentally gave it the meat. I didn't want to do that. We got so far away from the main area. Silly. And somehow we have 90 scavengers. That is obnoxiously high, and I don't trust it. I wonder if I've disrupted the ecosystem by creating a sort of chum space to the south of the map. Come on, bud. You can catch it. I believe in you. There's food here. Yeah, we've already dropped from 90 to 72 on these guys. Nope, I don't want you to go right back out where we came from. I want you to go back towards the center. But these ones that get old, I don't mind helping them lay a few more eggs, because the goal is longevity, right? So if I give the long-lived ones a slight advantage every once in a while, I don't feel bad. How far? Okay, so this is roughly the center. Here's your snack. Thank you for coming all this way. And I'm just going to let it die naturally. It shouldn't take very long. It's most likely going to get bit to death. That or go out into the void and spend 10 minutes doing whatever it's going to do. It is over an hour. It's 4,800 seconds old, but it doesn't count because I've been babysitting this thing the entire time. It's bigger than a lot of its prey, though, at this point, which is great. And if you notice, when it's in an actual environment, as long as it has some meat pellet, like a tiny little meat pellet at least, it's gonna, it can have as much plant food in its belly as it wants. It makes no real big difference. See here, we're fairly low energy, but we have enough backup that this guy's gonna last a while. As long as he doesn't fly out into oblivion. But this is kind of what I mean when I say they lack the precision to get the plants. They can see too much, and their mouth isn't big enough. So they end up missing frequently. Are you going to eat your child? Nope, almost though. But this is a huge issue when the meat chunks are all super tiny like this one right here, or smaller, because they'll distract it, and that's what happens. That's why we don't get the really big ones that have the potential to eat plants, because everything else is competing for the resources. Natural selection. What's next? Oh, not that one. Back to the whales. It's all right. They do a great job at what they do, and I'm proud of them. I don't think I'm going to introduce the predators yet, because these guys, I don't think they're optimal yet, and I think putting I could be wrong. I tried putting predators in after my last video, and they wiped out the population of scavengers. It wasn't pretty. But that's what we got. Oldest is still a whale. These guys are living their life. They're getting better. And I'm definitely seeing more and more of them at the 1,000 second or even 2,000 second age range. So they're improving. They're doing what I want them to. They're just not done yet. I don't want this video to get too much longer, so I'm going to sign out. I hope you guys all have a great day.